ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dickinson Hollifield Softball Complex for today's South Atlantic Conference contest between the Marsville Lions and your Carson-Newman Eagles. We're on to the Carson-Newman NCAA for good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated. No grounds for removal from the site of competition. Also, the concern of possession of alcoholic beverages at the site of competition is prohibited. We thank you in advance for your cooperation. Today's starting lineups. First for the visitors from Marsville, North Carolina, the Marsville Lions. Leading off playing in left field, number 18, Alexis Manning. Batting second, playing short, number 22, Brady Blunder. Batting third and catching, number 7, Maya Schulter. Cleanup hitter and designated player, number 20, Sarah Wexford. Batting fifth, playing second base, number 12, Sadie Cecil. Batting sixth and playing in right field, number 10, Cameron Sterling. Batting seventh at first base, number 16, Leah Grimes. Batting eighth, playing third, number 2, Daisy Sarver. Batting ninth, playing center field, number 8, Brooke Hansen. The starting pitcher for the Lions is number 5, Cameron Akins. Mars Hill is coached by Dexlyn Inman, assisted by Kayla Gallagher. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the starting lineup for your Carson-Newman Eagles. Five-four sophomore, number 44, Addie Saunders. From Princeton, Alabama, a 5'5" senior, number 14, Abby Martin. In right field from Blacksburg, Virginia, a 5'7" sophomore, number 4, Katie McCoy. At third base from White House, Tennessee, a 5'6" senior, number 47, Grace Gregory. At shortstop from Knoxville, Tennessee, a 5'8" freshman, number 33, Malia Smith. At second base from San Diego, California, a 5'4" freshman, number 2, Reese Winchester. At first base from Cross Plains, Tennessee, a 5'9" senior, number 40, Macaulay Bailey. The catcher from Spring Hill, Tennessee, a 5'9" freshman, number 19, Anne Marie Richards. And the starting pitcher from Knoxville, Tennessee, a 5'6" freshman, number 1, Tatiana Stamper. Carson-Newman is coached by Michael Graves, assisted by Holly Tucker-Vance and Hayden Dye. Athletic trainer is Colby Reed. Ladies and gentlemen, this time we ask that you please rise. First for our invocation, given today by Timothy Stovall, and then remain standing for the playing of our national anthem. Current and former service members may render a salute as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Greetings, salutations, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to the Vicky Kazee Hollifield Softball Complex, where Carson-Newman and Mars Hill are set to play in a key South Atlantic Conference doubleheader. Both these teams riding hot streaks. Eagles are winners of 5 in a row. Mars Hill has won 4 straight games. And both these teams with winning percentages north of 700 on the year. The Eagles are 27-8, 6-4 in the SAC. The Lions check in at 24-6 and 5-1 in league play. Carson-Newman hands the ball in the circle to Atiana Stamper to start things off. The freshman out of Halls is 8-3 with a 2.15 ERA on the season, 81 1/3 innings pitched. She makes her 13th start and her 16th appearance. Opponents hitting just a $191 off of her, but she goes against a Mars Hill lineup that is top 10 in the nation in batting average and second only to this Carson-Newman lineup in batting average in the South Atlantic Conference. Tad tardy with our start time, underway at 1:03 p.m. as Alexis Nanny stands in and Stamper puts it on the outside edge for a strike to open up the game, 0-1. 0-1. Nanny flips it foul to the backstop, and she's behind in the count at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff batter, Nanny, who's hitting .324 on the season. One of 7 batters in the order for the Lions, hitting north of 300 on the year. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Stamper off and running. She's got her 78th strikeout of the season, and she opens up the contest with a punch-out. 1 away, and the base is empty for the Lions in the top half of the first inning. And Bree Weimer to the plate. The senior has started all 30 games for Mars Hill. As Stamper deals, high and outside for a ball, 1-0. One ball, no strikes, 1 out to Weimer. The pitch, hit foul to the backstop, 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. To Bree Weimer. Stamper twirls. Off speed, Weimer out in front. And she's behind in the count at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes with an out. Stamper trying to quelch this heavy-hitting Mars Hill lineup early. Weimer stays back of the dish. Stamper calls for time to recycle things. Eagles in the football jerseys today, white tops with a big blue numbers on the front and back. The 1-2 is hit foul off the post behind home plate. Do it again to the ball on 2 strikes. Blue trousers for the Eagles, navy blue trousers with an orange stripe up the sides. And on the sleeves of the jerseys, orange, blue, white, blue, orange stripes. The 1-2 to the plate. Weimer takes a called third strike at the belt. And it's back-to-back strikeouts for Atiano Stamper to open up her 13th start of the season. Brings up Maya Schulter. Senior Schulter's hitting .391 this season. 21 starts. Stamper pitches and Schulter hits it foul. Off to the third base dugout. Stepping out of the way was Sarah Rexroad in the on-deck circle as it bounced and hit the fencing. 0-1 to Maya Schulter. She's got a royal blue jersey top with Lions written in white, trimmed in gold on the front. Stamper, the 0-1. Grooves for a strike above the knees on the inner half, and it's 0-2. Stamper dotting the zone early, 10 pitches, 9 for strikes here in this first inning. She struck out 2. She's got Schulter in a 0-2 hole. Stamper deals. Schulter swings, pops it in the air, shallow right field. The second baseman, Winchester, retreats to the green outfield turf and makes the grab to finish off the Lions in 1-2-3 fashion. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on base. Smith, Martin, and Bailey will look to jumpstart Carson-Newman's offense against one of the SAC's best arms in Cameron Akins when we get back after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
As a local independent agent, Bible Insurance Agency can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family. Give the people you love safe, sound, secure protection from Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown.
All right, back at the Vicky Kazee Hollifield Softball Complex. Adam Cavalier, happy to have you on hand.
As Carson-Newman and
Mars Hill are scoreless after a half inning of play. Akins pitches to Malia Smith to start things off, and it's off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Cameron Akins, 1.39 ERA, 11-1 on the year. The Stellar Jr. deals, and Smith chips it foul off of first, 1-1. Akins, 12 appearances, 12 starts. She's only been chased from a game twice this season. 99 strikeouts against 21 walks. An opponent's hitting just 200 off of her. Akins deals a strike at the belt on the inner half, and Smith is behind in the count at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. To Malia Smith, the pitch. She swings that slow roller left of the circle. The pitcher, Akins, fields her position, turns and throws to Grimes at first in time to get the speedy Smith. Quick work by Cameron Akins, and there's one away. Tough play to make. Tougher to make when you're trying to do it against a player as fleet of foot as Malia Smith. And there's one out for the Eagles in the bottom of the first with no score, and Abby Martin to the plate. Akins deals, and Martin swings and hits the first pitch foul over the press box on the first base side. It's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. 1 out. The pitch drops low. Martin lays off the drop ball, and it's 1-1. Martin hitting .417 this year. The outfield playing her straight away. That's Nanny, Hansen, and Sterling left to right for the Lions. Akins twists the 1-1. Martin's late on it and fouls it to the backstop, 1-2. The infield goes Sarver at third, Weimer at short, Cecil at second, and Grimes at first for the Lions. Wearing royal blue tops and white pants with blue pinstripes and knee-high blue socks. Schulter does the catching for Akins, who delivers the 1-2. Martin swings, chops it over the head of Akins in the circle, but backing her up is the shortstop Weimer, who gloves it and throws to first to Grimes in plenty of time to get Martin 6-3. 2 up, 2 down for the Eagles in the bottom of the first. No score between Carson-Newman and Mars Hill. And Macaulay Bailey to the plate for the Eagles. Well, Macaulay Bailey, Carson-Newman's all-time leader in career home runs, waits the first pitch and takes outside for a ball 1-0, but newly minted as the Sacks' new all-time leader in runs batted in, 240 on her career, and with 50 to her name this season, the 1-0. Swung on, lifted toward Davis Street. A fan makes an effort for a bare hand grab out of a lawn chair. Got her right hand to it, but couldn't complete the catch, and it's 1-1 to Bailey. If you're playing banana ball, that's an out for the Savannah Bananas. Our director, Ian Johnson, the biggest fan of banana ball, loves what it's done for the game of baseball. The pitch downstairs to Bailey, 2-1. Bailey with 50 runs batted in this season might have a chance with 3 weeks of regular season games to go and the SAC tournament, potentially regionals, the 2-1. Change up in the turf for ball 3. Might have a chance to chase Whitney Hickam, now Whitney Hickam Cruz, Carson-Newman Hall of Famer, for the single season record for runs batted in. She had 72 in 2008. She's been on a prodigious pace. League's leader, top 10 in runs batted in. The 3-1. I don't know if that clipped her. I think it did. It was ball 4 either way. Bailey has first base. Ump signaled dead ball, so Bailey off to first. Bailey may have clipped her back right foot coming through. So Carson-Newman has a 2-out base runner in Macaulay Bailey, and that brings Grace Gregory to the plate. Akins delivers, and Gregory takes low for a ball, 1-0 to start the at-bat. 14 pitches for Cameron Akins, 7 for strikes. The majority of the pitches out of the zone came on the AB to Macaulay Bailey. Not like you want to give her something fat to hit anyway. Infield plays back on Gregory, the 1-0 down and in. 2-0. Outfield playing Gregory a touch back under sunny skies here on the banks of Mossy Creek. Nary a cloud in the sky for a busy day here in Jefferson City, Tennessee. Got the doubleheader here at the Vic. Baseball wrapping up a series with Newberry down Davis Street, the 2-0. Gregory pops it up down the right field line, turning foul and out of play for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bailey on first for the Eagles. So that's down Davis Street. Carson-Newman baseball taking on the Wolves. They're down 3-0 in the top of the 5th in the middle game of the series after winning yesterday 11-7. And then behind us, Carson-Newman tennis taking on Wingate, the 2-1. Off the plate away for ball 3, and it's 3-1 to Grace Gregory. Men's tennis taking on the 24th ranked Bulldogs. The men dropped the doubles point, and then later today, women's tennis gets a crack at 9th ranked Wingate at approximately 2:30 p.m., give or take. 3-1, Gregory hits it in the air to right center field, but it's routine for the center fielder Hanson, who's on a canter into the alleyway, and she grips it to retire Gregory. Eagles get a two-out hit batsman in the form of Macaulay Bailey, but can't do anything with her. They strand her at first, and there's no score after a full inning. Rexroad, Cecil, and Sterling to the plate after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
Don't know what to wear on game day? Head over to shopseeandeagles.com for all of your Carson-Newman athletics gear. You can find clothing from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour to cover you from head to toe. ShopSeeAndEagles.com also has duffel bags, backpacks, jewelry, pet supplies, and gifts. Don't waste any more time. Prove you are the ultimate Carson-Newman fan with the official gear of the Eagles at ShopSeeAndEagles.com. Visit today.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long. From the morning with their $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
No score between Carson-Newman and Mars Hill. Atiana Stamper and Cameron Aikens squaring off in the circle, and what has the makings of a pitcher's duel after an inning as Sarah Rexroad goes to work, staying behind the dish in the right-handed batter's box. Her first pitch, she swings and pops foul back and out of play, 0-1. Stamper sent the Lions packing in order 1-2-3 to open up the contest. Rexroad hitting .310 as Stamper deals a strike at the knees to split the dish at 0-2. Stamper checks her wrist for the sign from pitching coach Holly Tucker Vance. She wheels and deals. The 0-2 is a rise ball that gets Anne-Marie Richards out of her crouch. Got her mitt to it, and it's 1-2. Carson-Newman defensively, Addie Saunders, Abby Martin, Katie Mathena left to right across the outfield. Grace Gregory plays third. Malia Smith's at short. Reese Winchester at second. And Macaulay Bailey at first. The 1-2. Hit foul back and out of play. Count holds the ball and 2 strikes still. 15 pitches for Atiana Stamper. 13 for strikes. Stamper, the wind and the delivery. Swing and a miss at the off-speed stuff low. Rexroad's down on strikes. That's 3 Ks for Atiana Stamper. She's up to 80 on the season. And it brings up the hot-hitting second baseman, Sadie Cecil. .440 batting average is the highest mark in the lineup for the Lions. Stamper delivers, and Cecil takes low for a ball, 1-0. Just the third pitch that's been recorded as a ball for Atiana Stamper. Granted, she has gotten the Lions to swing it some out of the zone. Just 3 balls out of 17 pitches for Stamper, the 1-0. Swing and a little flare, looping into left center field. That's dropping in for a base hit. Sadie Cecil finds pay dirt, first hit of the day for either team, with some duck flatus into left. And she's a 1-out base runner for the Lions. And Dexley Inman brings up the right fielder, Sterling, who's hitting .400. Cecil does have 2 stolen bases on the year. As the pitch comes in, side for a ball on Sterling, 1-0. First time that Stamper hasn't started out on that bat with a strike. Stamper checks her left wrist, uncorks the 1-0. Inside for ball 2. She's behind at 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out, and Sadie Cecil on first for the Lions. Stamper. Sights the sign and pitches. It's hit high in the air down the left field line, but it's twisting foul, and it's out of play for a noisy strike one. 2-1. Opponent's hitting a $191 off Stamper when she's got runners on base. Sterling, her average dips 40 points to 360 when she hits with runners. 2-1. Rise ball hit in the air down the left field line. It's in foul ground. Saunders to the fencing, leans up, got her glove to it, but couldn't catch it. And it's strike two. Saunders battling some wind and battling her position against the fence. Couldn't complete the out. Won't go down as an error, but certainly mark that one down. 2-2. Stamper twirls. Sterling swings, hits it down the left field line, foul again. This one is off of Malia Smith's glove from the shortstop running over and down to keep the at-bat going. 2-2. Long run for Malia Smith. Sterling's been early and has hit everything high down the left field line. Stays alive at 2-2. Sixth pitch of the at-bat coming up. Sterling tardy again, but she stays alive and fouls it to the backstop. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Cecil on first. No score here in the top of the second. Cecil, the lone hit of the day for either team. A blooper into left center. Marshall trying to take advantage of the base runner. Stamper, the 2-2 pitch. Rise ball stays up. Pick to first. Is not in time, and it's 3-2. Cecil back to first with a head first dive. And the count loads up. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming to Sterling. Stamper sights the sign and pitches. It's hit foul to Davis Street and rolls up the lawn to the Heritage Dorm. Sterling continuing to battle. 8 pitches deep into the at-bat. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Stamper, pitch number 9, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 4 for Atiana Stamper. And there's 2 away on the top of the second. Brings up the first baseman, Leah Grimes. Grimes hitting .291 this season. Right-handed batter, stays with her front foot even with the front of the dish. First pitch to Grimes, rise ball up for ball 1, 1-0. Grimes hitting .291, but that average does climb to .324 when she bats with 2 outs. Mars Hill looking to rally with 2 down. Stamper pitches up and away again for ball 2. Grimes in front at 2-0. Mars Hill trying to take advantage of Sadie Cecil's 1-out bloop single to left center. That pitch misses away at the belt for ball 3. 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. First time Stamper's fallen into a 3-0 hole. The freshman pitches. Missed it above the handles for ball 4. 4-pitch walk for Leah Grimes. And it's a 2-out base runner for the Lions aboard, with the 8-hole hitting Daisy Sarver to the plate. 2 on, 2 out for Mars Hill in the top of the second, looking to break open a scoreless tie. Stamper pitches up for ball 1. 5 straight out of the zone for Atiana Stamper. 32 pitches, 21 strikes in an inning and 2/3 of work for her. Wind blows out to center field on a sunny day at the Vic. The 1-0. That misses inside at the belt from Ball 2-0. 6 straight out of the zone for Stamper, and Collie Bailey walks over from first base to have a word with the Eagles' stellar freshman pitcher. Coaches meeting this one. This is just the infield getting together to chat things over. 2 out. Both outs this inning have been recorded via the strikeout. Cecil on second after a blooper to left center. A 2-out, 4-pitch walk to Leah Grimes. And now Daisy Sarver's ahead in the count, 2-0. Stamper delivers. 2-0 up and away for ball 3. 7 straight out of the zone for the freshman out of Halls. Does have room to put Sarver if she needs it. Righty stays back of the dish, the 3-0. There's a strike at the belt, 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. No score, top second. But Cecil and Grimes on base for the Lions, threatening. The 3-1 finds the zone again at the belt. 3-2. Count loaded up on Daisy Sarver. Pitch number 7 of the at-bat is lifted in the air. It will not leave the infield. Malia Smith races in from short, settles 10 feet beyond the circle, and gloves it to retire Sarver. Laborious but successful. Stamper retires the Lions with a pair of strikeouts and a pop-out and leaves 2 stranded. We're scoreless through an inning and a half. Saunders, Richards, Walker, 2 up for the Eagles after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
Tri-Light is proud to support Carson-Newman Athletics. We salute the student athletes who are working hard to make great things happen on the field, in the classroom, and in the world. It takes vision, commitment, and teamwork, qualities we share at Tri-Light. Our mission is to provide life-changing opportunities by building a world-class fiber broadband network. If you'd like to learn more, please visit trilight.net or call us at 833-847-0824.
We select our insurance companies the same way you do, very carefully. When you work with us, you can count on receiving fast, courteous, and professional service and quality protection through Auto Owners Insurance. For a no-problem approach for your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, ask us about the No Problem Company, Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency at 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown, serving the Lakeway area's insurance needs since 1931.
Scoreless after an inning and a half between Carson-Newman and Mars Hill, and Addie Saunders with a .426 batting average leads things off for the Eagles here in the home half of the second inning as Akins pitches. A strike at the handles, 0-1. Akins plunked Macaulay Bailey with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. That was the only traffic she contended with. 0-1, and Akins pitches. Saunders takes high for ball 1, 1-1. Had routine ground balls from Malia Smith and Abby Martin, and then a routine fly out to right center for Grace Gregory to get the Eagles out. 1-1. Akins misses outside for a ball, 2-1. 21 pitches, 10 strikes for Cameron Akins against the lefty Saunders, who's been swinging a pretty heavy bat here of late. 2-1. Saunders chops over the head of Grimes. It eats up the shortstop Weimer and rolls into center field, and Saunders is aboard. Charge it an E6 on Bree Weimer. And so a leadoff batter reaches on an error for Addie Saunders. And now Anne-Marie Richards comes to the plate. Richards squares to bunt, shoots it back to the circle. Akins fields, throws to second. It's botched by Weimer at second, and everybody's safe. So Richards gets aboard on a sacrifice bunt attempt. And Saunders stays alive on the muffed catch by Weimer at short. Second error of the inning. So there's 2 on for the Eagles and nobody out. And the error influencing both plays. So Mars Hill with a quick meeting. Over at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex. Carson-Newman baseball in action against Newberry, trailing the Wolves 3-0. Carson-Newman softball trying to light the lamp first here at the Vic with 2 on and nobody out. That's shown again. Sacrifice bunt for Sarah Walker. She's tagged out by the first baseman, Leah Grimes, who gobbled it up halfway down the first baseline. But she does her job and moves the runners over. And there's 1 away. Now, the inning should be over. 2 errors in the inning for the Lions. And now up comes Katie Mathena in a big spot. Akins pitches. High and outside. It popped out of Schulter's mitt, but not far enough away for Richards or Saunders to run. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. An opportunity here for the Eagles to take advantage of a Mars Hill miscue. An out can score a run. Mars Hill playing back in the outfield. The 1-0. Taken inside by Mathena, 2-0. First base is empty for Akins to work with. Mathena, 347 average, but just 261 with runners in scoring position. She's driven in 11 this season. And she can score the opening run of the game with a fly ball to the outfield. 2-0. Mathena tips it foul to the backstop, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The pitch taken for a called second strike on the outer half, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. An out on the board. Saunders on third. Richards on second. Akins trying to get out of the jam. The defense faltering behind her. The 2-2. Outside for a ball, 3-2. Payoff pitch. Hit foul to the backstop. It's still 3-2 to Mathena. Count loaded up. With 1 out, first base empty. Akins. The payoff pitch. Up and away, ball 4. Mathena works the 1-out walk on 7 pitches, and they're loaded for Reese Winchester. An eagle on every bag. Saunders, Richards, and Mathena on base for the Eagles. The first pitch to Winchester is elevated for a ball, 1-0. Winchester, 222 batting average on the season, has driven in 11 runs. Infield plays in with a force at home. The pitch hit foul to the backstop, 1-1. The 1-1. Off speed, drops low, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. An eagle on every bag. Inning should be over, but 2 errors in the frame for the Lions. The 2-1. Fouled to the netting behind home plate. It's 2-2. Winchester 1 for 3 at the plate this season with the bases loaded. She's worked a base on balls 20 times this year. Most in the order today for Carson-Newman. The 2-2. Swing and another foul. Winchester hit it off of herself. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. A stressful inning for Cameron Akins. Saunders reached on a fielding error at short to start the inning. Then Richards laid down a sacrifice bunt attempt. Doesn't officially get credit for the sacrifices. Mars Hill had it out at second, but the shortstop bobbled. 2-2. Winchester loops it shallow right field. It's dropping for a base hit. 1 run is in. Eagles go station to station. And Reese Winchester lights the lamp with a bloop single into right field to score Saunders. It's a 1-0 lead for the Eagles in the bottom of the second inning. First hit of the day for Carson-Newman comes from the 9-hole hitting Reese Winchester, and the lineup turns back to the top of the order for Malia Smith. So Carson-Newman plates a run. Smith stands in and takes a ball, 1-0. Everything that scores this inning will be unearned runs for Cameron Akins. 1-0. She pitches to Smith on the outside edge for a strike. It's 1-1. Smith, a ground out to the circle. And it was a tough play for Akins to make, too, to lead off the game, fielding her position down into the right side of the circle to get the speedy Smith. Force at every bag for a 1-0 lead for the Eagles, the 1-1. Smith comes around to the pitch down, 1-2. 40 pitches, 22 for strikes for Cameron Akins. An out can still play to run if it's hit deep enough to the outfield. Richards, Mathena, and Winchester on base for the Eagles. Leading 1-0, the 1-2. Upstairs, Smith kept back, and it's 2-2. Carrie McElrath is our home plate umpire. David Wittenberg's at first, and Austin Harris is at third for this 3-man crew. Infield stays in with the bases loaded, the 2-2. Smith swings, hard chopper to second. It's grabbed by the second baseman, Cecil. She throws home to the catcher, Schulter, who applies the force to get Richards. Smith's aboard on a fielder's choice. Winchester and Mathena both move up a bag. And Richards is out 4-2 for the second out of the inning. And that brings up Abby Martin. First pitch, outside for a ball, 1-0. Martin, a ground out to short her first time up. Eagles looking for more, though. Up 1-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Reese Winchester with a go-ahead single to right. Pitch on the outside edge for a strike to Martin, 1-1. Winchester stands on second, flanked at third by Mathena, and at first by Smith. Abby Martin, driven in 29 runs this season, looking for her 30th as she nubs one back to the circle. Akins stoops to field, and she rips it to first in plenty of time to get Martin. So the Eagles unable to do further damage. They do take advantage of the Mars Hill errors in plate 1. Reese Winchester with a bloop single to right puts the Eagles up 1-0 through 2. 9-1-2 to the plate for the Lions when we come back after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
One nothing. Carson-Newman leads Mars Hill as we head to the top of the third inning. Eagles get a unearned run from a Winchester RBI single to right. Now Atiana Stamper deals low and into Hansen to begin the top of the third with the ball 1-0. One ball and no strikes to the 9-hole hitter Hansen, who's batting .280 this season. Stamper pitches up for a ball, 2-0. 39 pitches for Atiana Stamper, 24 for strikes. She was so pitch efficient through her first 17 pitches, through 14 strikes in her first 17 pitches. Still been very effective, mind you, but has had to contend with a little more traffic on the base paths here of late and has fallen behind 2-0 and 3-0 in some cases to batters. Center fielder Hansen climbs back in. The righty stays back of the dish. Her back foot's on the very edge of the right-hand hitter's box, and the 2-0 hits her. Hansen's aboard. Or that one's square on the small of the back between the numbers. And for the first time today, either side has gotten a leadoff batter aboard. 1-0 Eagles, top of the third inning, but Hansen on first base for the Lions, and she's stolen 3 bases in as many attempts this season. Bunt back to the circle for Nanny, grabbed by Stamper, and she'll throw to Winchester for a 1-4 putout. Sacrifice bunt works, moves Hansen into scoring position. And there's one away for Bree Weimer. 1-0 Eagles here in the top of the third. No runs, 1 hit, 2 errors for the Lions. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors for the Eagles. Weimer struck out looking her first time up. Stamper deals to her. That's a strike above the knees on the inner half. It's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. With Hansen on second for Mars Hill, the 0-1. Upstairs on the rise ball, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. These two teams, the 1-1, outside 2-1. These two teams 1-2 in the league in most offensive categories. Mars Hill leads the league in runs per game. Carson-Newman second, both north of 6.5 runs per game. The 2-1 drops low, 3-1 to Weimer. So far, in spite of the nature of these offenses this season, so far this one's been a pitcher's duel. 3-1, down and in, ball 4. A hit by pitch, a sac bunt, a walk, and there's 2 on with 1 away for the Lions, and the catcher Maya Schulter to the dish for Mars Hill. Holly Tucker-Vance asks for time, and Carson-Newman's pitching coach out to have a chat. Infield comes in. Down at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex, Carson-Newman baseball down 3-0 to Newberry in the bottom of the 7th inning. Newberry trying to even up that series. Schulter takes upstairs after the meeting, 1-0. Now 3 runs scored for the Wolves in the 4th inning. 3 runs off of 4 hits for Newberry. And that game down Davis Street at the SDBC. 1-0. Inside at the knees for ball 2, 2-0. Think about it. Atiana Stamper, 17 of her first 17 pitches, 14 were strikes. Since then, she's thrown 31 pitches, 12 for strikes, 2-0. Hit in the air by Schulter to left. Saunders ranges back about 4 steps, and the left fielder grips it routinely to put away Schulter for out number 2. Stamper's still been very effective in the circle. She's just had to work around traffic on the base paths. Just giving up the 1 hit. That was to Sadie Cecil on a blooper to left center with 1 out in the 2nd. Sarah Rexroad stands in and takes a strike at the belt on the other half, 0-1. Pitch 50 for Stamper is her 28th strike. Hanson on second, Weimer on first for the Lions, trailing 1-0 in the top of the 3rd. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Rexroad late, and it's 0-2. Rexroad struck out swinging her first time up. Stamper looks at her wrist, gets in her stance, winds and delivers the 0-2. Rexroad takes a called 3rd strike, outer black. Stamper sits her down looking. 5th K of the day for Atiana Stamper, her 82nd of the season. And in spite of a hit batter and a 1-out walk, Stamper out of the inning unscathed. She protects a 1-0 lead. Meat of the order due up for the Eagles. Bailey, Gregory, and Saunders after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
Sure, we've been around a while, 171 years to be exact. We know the power of a liberal arts-based Christian education and the tremendous potential of what can be found on this campus, within this community. We are adventurers, dreamers, believers, passionate and compassionate, curious and clever, driven by a common purpose towards a common goal.
I found my passion.
I found purpose.
We are Carson-Newman.
What will you find?
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Macaulay Bailey leads off the home half of the 3rd inning by taking a strike from Cameron Akins, 0-1 to begin the at-bat. Bailey got plunked her first time up. Kind of a 0-1. Bailey wallops it, right field, but right at Cameron Sterling, who had to shift a half step to her left to grab the screaming line drive, and it's out number 1. Bailey, the Eagles' lone base runner in the first, but a lot of traffic in that second inning. 7 to the plate, and the Eagles scored a run off of a hit and 2 errors. And up comes Grace Gregory, who flied out to center field to end the first inning. Akins delivers, and Gregory takes on the outer half for a strike, 0-1. 48 pitches for Cameron Akins, 28 for strikes. Down 1-0 here in the bottom of third inning to Carson-Newman. The 0-1. Change up outside. Gregory doesn't give chase. It's a 1-1 count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Base is empty for the Eagles in the home half of the third. Akins under sunny skies, the 1-1. Gregory swings and misses, handcuffed. On the breaking pitch, 1-2. Gregory behind the count at a ball and 2 strikes. Outfield straight away but deep on Gregory. The pitch. Gregory fights it foul to the right and out of play, 1-2. Akins, just 1 hit and 1 run allowed, and it was an unearned run. Hasn't struck anybody out and walked 1 today. The 1-2. Gregory loops it in the air to second. Cecil has to race in. She was playing deep, and she makes a basket catch around her ankles, nearly even with the base path, to retire Gregory on a soft line drive, 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, and Akins looking to face the minimum for the first time today. Brings up Addie Saunders, who reached on an error and scored the game's lone run. And she takes a strike to begin the at-bat at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Akins, the league's leader in ERA this season. It's come down, the 0-1. Saunders fights it foul over the Mars Hill dugout, third base side, 0-2. It's come down 0.04 of a point from where she started today. Akins, league leader in ERA by a pretty substantial margin over Lenore Ryan's Faith Kerrigan at 1.82, the 0-2. Saunders, slow roller back to the circle. Akins fields her position again, gets it into her breadbasket, and throws to first. DeGrimes in plenty of time to get Saunders. First 1-2-3 inning for Cameron Akins. Eagles, though, lead 1-0 after 3. 5, 6, and 7 to the plate for the Lions in the road half of the fourth when we come back after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City has deals for Carson-Newman students. Bring in your valid student ID when you order for pickup or delivery, and Domino's in Jefferson City will give you a steaming hot large 1-topping pizza for $4.99. That's a large 1-topping pizza for Carson-Newman students for $4.99 at Domino's in Jeff City. Call 865-471-6700 to order. That's 865-471-6700. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Okay, let's see. I'm ready to do this. Carson-Newman. It's been around since 1851. Lots of flexible online programs. Wow. World-class accredited academics. A faith and learning environment with professors who really care about me. A top 10 best value school. Carson-Newman gives $48 million a year in financial aid. This is the perfect place. I'm in.
One nothing. Carson-Newman leads Mars Hill as we come to the top of the fourth inning, and Sadie Cecil leads off by taking a pitch inside for a ball. 1-0. Cecil has the only hit of the day for Mars Hill. That was a bloop single with 1 out back in the second inning, the 1-0. Cecil hits it in the air to left. It's toward the line. Addie Saunders drifts over the line and grabs it even with the chalk to put away Cecil. So Cecil retired. There's one away, and that's 3 consecutive retired by Tatiana Stamper. She gets Cecil on 2 pitches. It brings up Cameron Sterling, who takes an elevated rise ball for a ball, 1-0. 55 pitches, 31 strikes for Tatiana Stamper. She struck out Sterling swinging her first time through. The pitch, strike on a screwball at the belt on the outer half, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. No Lions on board here in the top of the 4th, and a 1-0 pitcher's duel favoring Carson-Newman. 1-1 changeup. Sterling way out in front, and she's behind in the count at 1-2. Eagles got their run in the first thanks to Mars Hill miscues. 2 errors by Bree Weimer at short. 1 on a fielding error, 1 on a muffed catch on a sac bunt attempt. The 1-2 flipped foul backing out of play. Let the Eagles load the bases with 1 out, and it was the 9-hole hitter Reese Winchester who came through with a bloop single to right. Eagles could only get 1 across, an unearned run, but a run nonetheless. The 1-2 in the turf for ball 2, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes with an out. Stamper sights the sign. Here's the 2-2 offering. Downstairs for ball 3. Pitch 60, misses low. And it loads the count on Sterling. Stamper delivers the payoff. It's a changeup. Sterling's way out in front, and she's down on strikes. 6 Ks for Tatiana Stamper. 4 in a row retired. There's 2 away in the top of the 4th. A 1-0 Carson-Newman lead, and Leah Grimes to the plate. Grimes walked her first time up. Right-handed batter stays far back of the dish. As Stamper deals down and in. Did that clip her? Yes, it did. Oh, hold the phone. Ump says, no, that didn't hit you. Come on back. Grimes was an inside pitch. Skipped over her front foot. And it looked like she stepped out of the way with her rear foot. 1-0. High for a ball, 2-0. Grimes hitting .291. Bases empty with 2 out. Takes low for ball 3. It was a 4-pitch walk for Grimes her first time up. She's in position to work the base on balls here, should Stamper be unable to find the zone. Stamper deals. Grimes takes low at the knees, inside for ball 4. Leah Grimes, second 4-pitch walk of the day. She's been aboard twice. That brings up Daisy Sarver, who popped out to short to end the second inning. Eagles are hoping for a similar result here in the road half of the 4th with a 1-0 lead. First pitch to Sarver. She hacks foul backing out of play. 0-1. 1-0. The difference for Carson-Newman in this one in the top of the 4th inning. Thanks to Reese Winchester's bloop single to right with the bases loaded. The 0-1. Swung on, grounded to third. Grace Gregory up with it, throws across the diamond, and Macaulay Bailey in plenty of time to get Sarver on a routine 5-3 putout. 2-out walk for Leah Grimes, but the Lions unable to continue the rally. They strand their 5th base runner of the day. To the bottom of the 4th, a 1-0 lead for the Eagles on the Eagles Sports Network.
This is Carson-Newman men's basketball alum Taylor Hawkins. I want to help your family secure its financial future. I'm with Modern Woodman Financial Planning, where we touch lives and secure futures. Let Modern Woodman protect your family's financial security through life insurance, retirement planning, and financial services. You can contact me, Taylor Hawkins, at cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. That's cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. Help secure your family's financial future through Modern Woodman Financial Planning.
The #1 source for Carson-Newman athletics gear is shopseeandeagles.com, where you can find gear from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour. Shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, shorts, pants, hats, and scarves. ShopSeeAndEagles.com is your source for everything CN. You can even show your school spirit on your smartphone or tablet. All of your game day essentials can be found in one place. ShopSeeAndEagles.com.
First pitch to Anne-Marie Richards to lead off the bottom of the fourth is low for a ball, 1-0. To begin the at-bat, 1-0, Carson-Newman leads Mars Hill. Akins, 1-0. Inside to Richards, 2-0. Richards attempted to lay down a sacrifice bunt when she came up the first time. Got the bunt down, but there was plenty of time for the Lions to turn and throw to second, the 2-0. Fouled off by Richards to the netting behind home plate, 2-1. But the shortstop, Bree Weimer, mishandled the throw from the pitcher, Akins. The lead runner, Addie Saunders, was safe at second. The Eagles had two on with nobody out thanks to 2 errors, the 2-1. Richards watches a strike on the outer half at the handles, 2-2. Eagles would take advantage of those Mars Hill miscues. Reese Winchester had a bloop single to right with the bases loaded. Give the Carson-Newman Eagles a 1-0 lead, and that's where we stand here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 2-2 to Richards. Rise ball, she hacks at it and sends it foul to the on-deck circle for Mars Hill on the third base side. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Richards, freshman, hitting .339 this season. Gets on base about 37% of the time she bats leadoff in an inning. The 2-2. Richards smokes to left. A screaming base hit off the bat for Anne-Marie Richards. Hardest hit ball of the day by a substantive margin. And Carson-Newman gets the leadoff batter aboard for a second time today. Brings up the designated player, Sarah Walker, who dropped down a sacrifice bunt her first time up. Walker riding a 4-game hitting streak. She's driven in multiple runs in all 4 of those games as well. Walker takes a strike at the belt, 0-1 to begin the at-bat. Walker freshman out of Mills River, North Carolina, stays even with the dish. Righty on righty matchup as Akins delivers a rise ball high, ball 1, 1-1. Bottom fourth. Richards on first for the Eagles after a screaming single into left. One. Walker loops it down the right field line, twisting foul for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Akins sights the sign and pitches. It's a changeup, grounded to third. It's fielded cleanly by Sarver. The throw to first in plenty of time to Grimes to get Walker. A routine 5-3 putout that functions as a sacrifice. Richards is into scoring position for the right fielder, Katie Mathena. 1-0, Eagles leading, bottom of the fourth. Looking for insurance after a leadoff single for Anne-Marie Richards, where she moved to second on Walker's ground out to third. Mathena walked her first time up as Akins delivers a drop ball low, 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes to Katie Mathena. Akins doing what you would expect from the pitcher that leads the league in earned run average and strikeouts. 1-0. Mathena takes down and in for a ball, 2-0. Hasn't given up anything substantive and only trails because her defense let her down behind her in that and the Eagles scraped across their run in the second. The 2-0. Inside, ball 3 to Katie Mathena. 3-0 to Mathena with Richards on second. Mathena takes a strike at the handles. 3-1. 3 balls. 1 strike, 1 out. Richards on second. Akins pitches. Strike on the outside edge. Mathena thought she'd work the base on balls again. And the count loads up at 3-2. Payoff pitch to the plate. Downstairs for ball 4. So Katie Mathena works a 6-pitch, 1-out walk. And there's 2 on for Reese Winchester. She delivered the bloop single into right that scored Addie Saunders back in the second for the game's lone run. Here we stand, bottom of the 4th, 1 out and 2 on. And a similar situation for Reese Winchester. Akins pitches, and Winchester takes up high above the handles on the outside. 1-0. Down on Davis Street at the SDBC, Carson-Newman baseball still trails Newberry 3-0 in the 8th. The pitch, Winchester, line drive, foul off of third. 1-1. Third base umpire Austin Harris had to duck out of the way of that one as it came screaming at his noggin. Shrug of the shoulders as he looks at first base umpire David Wittenberg. Good reaction time on the hot corner by Austin Harris. 1-1 count. Akins twirls the pitch. Winchester swings and misses over the top of that one. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. 1-0. Eagles the lead over the Lions here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Akins. The 1-2. Winchester takes outside, ball 2. Two balls, 2 strikes with an out on the board. 2 Eagles on base. Akins, the break-even pitch. Flies ball up, ball 3. Count loads up on Winchester. Akins came into this game 23 free passes and 78 2/3 innings of work. She's walked 2 here today. Payoff pitch. Winchester offers at it, pops it in the air. It's behind home plate. The catcher Schulter gives it a look, but it's out of play. And Winchester keeps the AB going. Pitch number 7 forthcoming. The 3-2. Winchester loops it in the air in foul ground off of third, but Sarver can't get there in time. And the at-bat extends for Reese Winchester. 8 pitches deep in the AB. A 1-0 lead for the Eagles in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2 on, 1 out. The run producer Winchester at the plate in this 1-0 game. Akins payoff pitch. Winchester pops it in the air. Third base side. The third baseman Sarver didn't even need to catch it. Infield fly rule was in effect. And there's 2 away. So Akins wins the 9-pitch battle with Reese Winchester. And there's 2 away as the lineup turns back to the top of the order for the freshman Malia Smith. Lefty slapper out of Gibbs stands in. Richards on second, Mathena on first, looking to add to a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 4th as Akins delivers. Smith swings. She fouled it off of herself in the left-hand hitter's box. Home plate umpire Kenny McElrath says, come on back. And it's 0-1. Smith's 0 for 2. Ground out in the fielder's choice. The fielder's choice came with the bases loaded. Swings at this pitch. Hopper to first. The first baseman, Grimes, grabs it and gets a tip of the glove to Smith to retire her 3 unassisted. So the Eagles threaten a leadoff knock for Richards, a 1-out walk for Mathena. But Carson-Newman can't get the timely hit to drive in a second run. It's 1-0 Eagles through 4 here on the Eagles Sports Network.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
First pitch misses to Hanson, 1-0. 1-0. Carson-Newman leads Mars Hill in the top of the fifth. Up and away to Hanson, 2-0, who got plunked her first time up. Two balls, no strikes to Hanson. Stamper delivers. Hanson takes a strike at the belt. It's 2-1. The pitch. Strike. 2-2. Two balls, two strikes to the leadoff batter, Hanson, who hits a $154 when batting leadoff. And she swings and misses here. Strikeout victim number 7 for Atiana Stamper. There's one away in the top of the fifth. As the lineup turns back to the top of the order for Alexis Nanny. Lefty at the top of the order is 0 for 1 today. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it above the netting behind home plate. 0-1. Stamper. The 0-1. Strike at the belt. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Stamper. The 0-2. Called strike 3. Inner half looking. Back-to-back punch-outs for Atiana Stamper for the second time today. The K count is up to 8 with 2 away and the base is empty in the top of the fifth, and Bree Weimer to the plate. Weimer 0 for 1, but she has been on base with a walk. Righty stays back of the dish and takes up and away for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, and 2 out. The pitch. Outside for a ball, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes to Bree Weimer. The 2-0. Line drive off of Gregory's glove. Smith lays it at short. And it's a base hit through the left side for Bree Weimer. Second hit of the day for Mars Hill. Gregory got a piece of it. But couldn't knock it down. Smith would have needed a Derek Jeter-like throw to first to get out Weimer. So up comes Maya Schulter, taking upstairs for a ball 1-0. Downstairs, ball 2. 80 pitches for Stamper, 44 for strikes. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Weimer on first with the second hit of the day for the Lions. Stamper misses the zone inside for ball 3 to Schulter. 1-0, Carson-Newman, top of the 5th inning. 3-0 to Maya Schulter. Stamper delivers. 3-0 for a strike at the handles, 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Schulter's 0 for 2 with a pop-up to second and a fly out to left. Pitch in the turf for ball 4. So a 2-out single, a 2-out walk, and the cleanup hitter Sarah Rexroad to the plate. She struck out twice today, once swinging, once looking. Lions with the tying and go-ahead runs on base here in the top of the 5th inning of what has been a pitcher's duel. First pitch to Rexroad, she's late on, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Eagles have a run off of 2 hits and no errors. Lions have no runs off of 2 hits and 2 errors. The 0-1. Off speed for a strike at the belt, 0-2. And those 2 errors for the Lions are the reason that Carson-Newman has this 1-0 lead. A Reese Winchester base hit to right in the second. The 0-2. Called strike 3. Rexroad fanned for the 3rd time today. It's the 9th K for Atiana Stamper. She strands 2, and we head to the bottom of the 5th, a 1-0 lead for the Eagles. Martin Bailey and Gregory to the plate after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
There's something about a small community that unites us, whether it's cheering on our favorite team or the way we come together in a crisis. Small communities are made up of people with big hearts. We're dedicated to hard work and innovation through sunny days and stormy nights. AEC is always here, powering the people and the places that make our community a spectacular place to call home. AEC, power what matters most.
Insurance, it's about people, not things. It's about security. It's about confidence. It's about relationships. It's about trust. It's about you. As a local independent agent, Bible Insurance Agency can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family. Give the people you love safe, sound, secure protection from Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Carson-Newman a 1-0 lead on Mars Hill. In a key South Atlantic Conference contest, Eagles are 5th in the league standings at 6-4. Mars Hill 2nd at 5-1. Eagles trying to defend the friendly confines against the Lions, against one of the league's best pitchers in Cameron Akins. She deals to Abby Martin, a first pitch strike on the outer half, 0-1. Martin's 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts, has bounced balls to short and back to the circle. 0-1. Akins pitches. Off speed and outside for ball 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, one out. Or nobody out, pardon me. Pitch upstairs. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike to the leadoff batter, Martin. Hitting .619 when leading off innings. She'll loop this one over the press box here on the first base side. That evens the count at 2-2. 1 run in this game, and it came with aid of 2 Mars Hill errors back in the second inning, both on the shortstop, Bree Weimer. Otherwise, Stamper and as Martin strikes out swinging. Stamper for Carson-Newman and Akins for Mars Hill have been dialed in the circle. 1 away. And brings up Macaulay Bailey. Bailey's 0 for 1 on the day. She takes outside for a ball, 1-0. Bailey, .491, the batting average here in her senior season. Has gotten plunked and hit a screaming line drive right at Sterling and right. 1-0. That felt very low. Where did that hit? That's strike number 1. That pitch was across the plate, but well below the knees on Bailey. Bailey in front of the dish. Time called. Steps out. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Base is empty for the Eagles in the bottom of the 5th with a 1-0 lead. Akins pitches. Bailey coughs at a rise ball and tomahawks it foul off of third. If you thought you were in that black sedan sitting to the right of Heritage Dorm and thought, yeah, that's a mile away, I'll be safe. And your car just got 1 hopped by Macaulay Bailey. 1-2. Bailey hit it a quarter mile. Foul. 1-2. Change up. Bailey bounces to the left side. It's grabbed by the shortstop Weimer. Throw to first, not in time. Bailey legs out an infield single. 3rd hit of the day for Carson-Newman. And it's a 1-out base hit for Macaulay Bailey with Grace Gregory to the plate. Bailey hit it deep in the hole at short. Bree Weimer, a fantastic grab and throw that did 1 hop in, but Bailey able to beat it out. Carson-Newman looking for its 2nd hit of the day with a runner on base. Pitch comes in low to Gregory, 1-0. One ball, no strikes, 1 out. Akins the 1-0. Gregory handcuffed, shoots it foul along the right field line, and it's out of play, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 runner on. That's Macaulay Bailey on first. Grace Gregory looking for Carson-Newman's 2nd hit of the day with runners on base. Eagles are 1 for 8. Offense has been hard to come by against Cameron Akins in the circle for the Lions. 1-1. Turf burner for ball 2. The catcher, Schulter, struggled to find it as it went between her wickets, but Bailey doesn't want to become out number 2 and stays put at first. Two and 1. Akins deals. Gregory, hard shot into the hole at short. Weimer fields, throws to second for 1, relay to first, in time for 2. A 6-4-3 twin killing. On a hard hit ball back up the box. didn't have eyes, but Bree Weimer had eyes for two. She jump starts a double play, and the Lions are out of the inning unscathed. Through 5, it's a 1-0 ball game. Back after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
Don't know what to wear on game day? Head over to shopseeandeagles.com for all of your Carson-Newman athletics gear. You can find clothing from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour to cover you from head to toe. ShopSeeAndEagles.com also has duffel bags, backpacks, jewelry, pet supplies, and gifts. Don't waste any more time. Prove you are the ultimate Carson-Newman fan with the official gear of the Eagles at ShopSeeAndEagles.com. Visit today.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long, from the morning with their $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
1-0. Carson-Newman staked to a lead on Mars Hill here in the top of the 6th inning as Sadie Cecil leads off for the Lions, and she swings and misses out in front of a changeup to begin the at-bat. 0-1. Cecil responsible for one of the 2 Lion hits on the day. That was a single to left center back in the 2nd. He takes low for a ball, 1-1. The other hit came in the 5th from Bree Weimer. Pitch bounces in there, 2-1. No runs off of 2 hits and 2 errors for the Lions. Mars Hill's left 7 on base. A couple hit batters and 4 walks for Atiana Stamper. The 2-1. Cecil takes up, ball 3. On Carson-Newman, a run off of 3 hits, no errors, and 6 left. The 2 Lion errors in that 2nd inning, the difference right now. The 1-0 pitcher's duel. The 3-1 finds the zone at the handles. 3-2. Carson-Newman leads the all-time series with Mars Hill. 72 wins against 10 losses, but the Lions have won back-to-back games in this series. The 3-2. Popped in the air by Cecil in foul ground left field side and out of play and into the bullpen for Mars Hill. Do the 3-2 again. Lions swept the doubleheader last year. Just the 2nd time they've swept a doubleheader from Carson-Newman. First was in 2009. Payoff pitch. Up, ball 4. Mars Hill gets the leadoff batter on base for the 2nd time today, and the first time since Hansen got plunked to lead off the 3rd. So Sadie Cecil is a leadoff base runner for Sterling, who struck out twice today. Third base umpire Austin Harris picking some stuff out of the turf. And we're set for Sterling's at bat. Corners creep in. Sterling squares to bunt. It shoots over Richards' mitt into the backstop, and Cecil's off to 2nd. Scored initially a passed ball, but I do want to get a beat at what kind of read Cecil got at that. It's 1-0. The pitch, bunted, foul into the left-hand hitter's box. 1-1. Mars Hill trying to get the tying run over to third base. You're in the top of the 6th inning. One ball and 1 strike to Sterling. The pitch, bunted, back to the circle. Stamper fields, throw to first to Winchester in time to retire Sterling on the sacrifice bunt, but she does her job and moves Cecil over to third base. And now a fly ball can tie this game. 1 out, Cecil on third for the first baseman, Leah Grimes, who has yet to register an official at-bat in this game. She has walked twice. Corners creep in as Stamper fires, and Grimes skies it high, foul ground, third base side. It's over the roof of the Mars Hill dugout, and out of play for strike one. How about Carson-Newman baseball? They have scored 3 unanswered in the bottom of the 8th inning and are now tied with Newberry, 3-3 in the bottom of the 9th. Pitch downstairs to Grimes for a ball, 1-1. And the Eagles have the winning run on second base with 1 out and Maddox Green at the plate for the Eagles. 1-1. Taken inside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Lions threatening. For the first time today, they have a base runner on third against Tatiana Stamper. Looking to tie this game up in the top of the 6th inning. Pitch up and away, ball 3. Grimes looking for her 3rd free pass of the day. She'd probably rather just score Sadie Cecil from third and tie this one up. Infield in with a runner on third, wind flapping out toward right center, the 3-1. Called strike above the knees on the inner half, that loads the count. 101 pitches for Tatiana Stamper. 55 for strikes. The payoff pitch to the plate. Grimes pops it in the air. Third base side. It's foul and out of play. Lives to see a 7th pitch of the at-bat. Count loaded up. Pitch in the turf. Ball 4. Grimes works her 3rd free pass of the day, this one on 7 pitches. And the go-ahead run is on base for the Lions, trailing 1-0 in the top of the 6th. And Holly Tucker Vance is out from the dugout. She brings everybody in, infield and outfield included, to chat this one over. High leverage situation here for Carson-Newman and freshman pitcher Tatiana Stamper. Daisy Sarver, the 8-hole hitter at the plate, is 0 for 2 with a pop-up to short and a ground out to third base. One out. Cecil walked to lead off the inning. Moved to second on a pass ball. Took third on a sac bunt. And now Grimes has walked. Sarver stands in as Stamper pitches, and Sarver waves in front of the first pitch. 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Stamper sights the sign. Here's the 0-1. Off speed and tipped foul to the backstop. It's 0-2. Grimes was moving, so you have that consideration. If the Lions go for the delayed double steal, Grimes and Cecil both have swiped 2 bags on the year. Grimes at first, Cecil at third. Stamper, the 0-2. Sarver hits it foul to first. The count remains no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2. 1 out, 1-0 Eagles, top of the 6th. The 0-2 pitch. Called strike 3, inner half. 10 Ks for Tatiana Stamper. And that one a pretty massive one. Mars Hill could no longer tie the game with an out. Stamper, double-digit strikeouts for the second time in her career. And now her first pitch to Hansen is in for a K, 0-1. Stamper, the first Eagle freshman with multiple double-digit strikeout performances in a season since Lacey Reines in 2017. The 0-1 inside for a ball, 1-1. Reines, an All-American in her freshman year in 2017. 1-1. Stamper pitches. Swing and a miss. Hansen's late. 1-2. 2 outs, 2 on. Grimes steals second. 1-2. Stamper pitches. Popped in the air. It's behind home plate. Richards gives it a look. She's up against the wall. Eagles can't get there in time. And the at-bat extends. 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Cecil on third, Grimes on second. The 1-2 to Hansen. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Stamper out of the jam. 1-0 lead, protected. 11th K of the day for Atiana Stamper. She strands the tying and go-ahead runs in scoring position in the top of the 6th. Saunders, Richards, and Walker looking for insurance for the Eagles. Bottom of the 6th. And we come back after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
Tri-Light is proud to support Carson-Newman Athletics. We salute the student athletes who are working hard to make great things happen on the field, in the classroom, and in the world. It takes vision, commitment, and teamwork, qualities we share at Tri-Light. Our mission is to provide life-changing opportunities by building a world-class fiber broadband network. If you'd like to learn more, please visit trilight.net or call us at 833-847-0824.
We select our insurance companies the same way you do, very carefully. When you work with us, you can count on receiving fast, courteous, and professional service and quality protection through Auto Owners Insurance. For a no-problem approach for your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, ask us about the No Problem Company, Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency at 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown, serving the Lakeway area's insurance needs since 1931.
One nothing. Carson-Newman leads it as we come to the bottom of the 6th inning. And Addie Saunders leads things off for the Eagles against Cameron Akins, who deals a first pitch strike on the inner half. 0-1 to begin the at-bat. And then deadlocked in a pitcher's duel in this one. I should say locked. Hasn't been deadlocked since the first inning. Eagles with a run across in the second, the 0-1. Saunders takes a strike on the outer half, 0-2. The run in this one unearned for Carson-Newman. Mars Hill started the bottom of the second inning with 2 errors. First 2 batters reached that inning, including Addie Saunders on an E6. She represents the lone run scored in this game. The 0-2. Elevated, but Saunders hacks at it and bounces it foul up the third baseline. No balls and 2 strikes. No runs off of 2 hits, 2 errors to the Lions. They have stranded 9 runners thanks to 6 walks. The Eagles have a run off of 3 hits, no errors, and 6 left on base. 0-2. Akins pitches. And Saunders swings and misses. She's down on strikes. Strikeout number 101 on the year for Cameron Akins. There's 1 out for Anne-Marie Richards. Richards been aboard twice today as she takes inside at the belt for a ball, 1-0. Richards attempted to lay down a sacrifice bunt attempt back in that second inning. Mars Hill went to second to get the lead runner, but mishandled the throw at second, the 1-0. High for a ball, 2-0. That allowed Richards to reach on what went down as a fielder's choice for her, but Saunders was safe at second. And then Reese Winchester would take advantage with a loop single to right, the 2-0. Outside, ball 3. Then when Richards came up in the 4th inning, she hit a scorching line drive to left. Outfield back on Winchester and pinched in. The lines are wide open for Anne-Marie Richards. Middle infield backed up as well. Here's the 3-0. It's a strike at the belt, 3-1. Take on for Richards. That's how we are. 1-0 Eagles in the bottom of the 6th inning. Some stressful moments for Atiana Stamper in the top of the 6th. Lions had 2 in scoring position with 1 out. The 3-1. Called strike 2. Splits the dish. Richards thought it missed low. She was off to first. Instead, Akins loads the count. Stamper got back-to-back punch-outs to get out of the inning unscathed. Payoff pitch. Richards hammers it deep down the left field line, but it's twisting foul and on top of the netting for the batting cages. An absolute tank for Anne-Marie Richards, but not straight enough. Carson-Newman baseball. Akins slipped when she threw the pitch. Her left leg slid out from under her as she fired the pitch to Richards. Not sure if that influenced the flight path of the ball home. Akins walking around the circle, back aboard the rubber, checking on herself. And she appears no worse for wear, just lost her foot. Over at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex, it's in extra innings. 3-3 between the Eagles and Wolves. Newberry batting with the bases empty and 2 out in the top of the 10th inning. Eagles trailed 3-0 for the majority of that game, but scored 3 in the bottom of the 8th to force extras. Had the winning run on third in the bottom of the 9th, but couldn't get the timely hit to drive that in. 3-2 to Richards. A couple practice pitches for Akins. She's no worse for wear. And she'll steady for her 105th pitch of this outing. Comes against Anne-Marie Richards with a full count, bases empty and 1 out. Lions trailing the Eagles 1-0 in the bottom of the 6th. Time called for. Home plate umpire Kerry McElrath says good to go, and Akins delivers the 3-2. Low for ball 4. Richards aboard for a 3rd time today. Fielder's choice, a single and now a base on balls. She's a 1-out base runner for Sarah Walker to work with. Akins' 3rd free pass of the day. Up comes Sarah Walker.
Be selective, be selective.
Akins sights the sign and pitches. Down and in to Walker, 1-0. Walker's 0 for 1. A sacrifice bunt to first and a ground out to third. Works with Richards on first with a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 6th, the 1-0. A strike at the knees, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A 1-0 Carson-Newman advantage here in the bottom of the 6th, but looking for some insurance. Akins, 1-1 plateward, down and into Walker, 2-1. Mars Hill hasn't won too many games here in Jefferson City. You know, they've just won 10 all-time in the all-time series, the 2-1. Walker flings it foul up the right field line, 2-2. Carson-Newman has played good defense and pitched well and taken advantage of the one situation where they had a bevy of base runners, the 2-2. Upstairs for ball 3. Count loads up on Sarah Walker. Mathena and the run producer Winchester are beyond her. Payoff pitch. Walker nibs it foul to the backstop and stays alive at 3-2. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up. A 1-0 lead for the Eagles in the bottom of the 6th, but looking for more. Here's the 3-2. Walker swings and misses. She's down on strikes. Couldn't make contact. 2nd K of the inning for Aikens, 3rd of the game. And there's 2 out with a runner on first for Katie Mathena. 1-0 Eagles, bottom of the 6th inning. Mathena yet to register an official at-bat here in game 1 of this twin bill. Pair of walks on the day. The first pitch, Mathena bounces it foul off a third, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Richards on first after she walked. The pitch taken away for a ball. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Richards on first. Aikens pitches. And Mathena, little looper into right. No troubles for Sterling, who's under it in plenty of time to retire Mathena. So the Eagles get a 1-out walk from Anne-Marie Richards, but unable to add any insurance. 1-0 Carson-Newman headed to the 7th. Top of the order due up for the Lions on the Eagles Sports Network.
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
1-0. Carson-Newman leads Mars Hill as we come to the top of the 7th inning. Here at the Vicky Kazee Hollifield Softball Complex, Nanny stands in and takes the first pitch away for a ball to begin the at-bat, 1-0. Atiana Stamper, 6 innings of 2-hit shutout ball, walking 6 and striking out 11. 4th trip through the order, the 1-0. Popped in the air, third base side, turning foul and onto the hillside adjacent Davis Street. It's 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Nanny, who's 0 for 2. She struck out twice and laid down a sacrifice bunt. 1-1. Fouled back and out of play, 1-2. Down at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex, nobody is out. And the Eagles hit a leadoff triple in the bottom of the 10th inning. Winning run 90 feet away in a 3-3 extra innings game against the Wolves. The 1-2. Down and away, 2-2 to Nanny. Eagles have hit a fly ball down the left field line, but fouled down at the SDBC. That was caught. It would have scored the winning run, the 2-2. Here's a swing and a line drive into center field. Martin lays out, and there is yet another sensational 7th inning highlight reel grab from from Abby Martin. Gold glove on full display as she goes head first, diving out with her left hand to rob Nanny of a bloop single. One away in the top of the 7th of a 1-0 ball game. Brings up Bree Weimer, who takes outside for a ball, 1-0. Stamper sights the sign. Here's the 1-0. Elevated for a ball, 2-0. Weimer did have a base hit through the left side her last time up. That was in the 5th inning. She walked in the 3rd and struck out looking in the 1st. 2-0. Weimer takes a strike above the knees on the inner half. It's 2-1. Two balls and a strike. The pitch. Weimer takes away for ball 3, 3-1. Carson-Newman baseball has walked it off against Newberry and taken the series with a 4-3 win over the Wolves in game 1 of the doubleheader today. 3-1. Hit foul by Weimer to the backstop, 3-2. Rodriguez with a sacrifice fly to score Ryan Bolton after his leadoff triple to win it for the Eagles. 1-0 softball here in the top of the 7th. 3-2 to Weimer. Stamper deals. Swung on. Hit in the air. Deep right center field. Martin going back to the wall. It's out of here. Tie game. Bree Weimer. Her 7th home run of the season. Shoots it out to right center field on a 3-2 pitch. 3rd hit of the day, ties it for the Lions in the top of the 7th. Got all of it and then some on a pitch out and elevated. And it brings up Maya Schulter. Schulter's 0 for 2 with a pop out, a fly out, and a walk. Stamper pitches. A strike at the belt on the inner half, 0-1. Pitch. Ground ball to 3rd. Gregory waits on it on the 3rd hop. Throw to 1st is scooped by Bailey. And there's out number 2. 1-1. Top of the 7th inning. 2 out and the base is empty. And up comes the designated player. Well, hold the phone. Lineup guards out. Might have a pinch hitter here for Sarah Rexroad. She's struck out her first 3 times up. And indeed, it will be a new hitter for the Lions. Sydney Hodges will come in and hit. So Hodges will bat in place of Rexroad. Rexroad 0 for 3 here in this spot in the order. Hodges takes upstairs for a ball, 1-0. Hodges is hitting .365 this season. Bats with the bases empty, but Bree Weimer has done the job tying the game with a home run to right center, the 1-0. A strike above the knees on the inner half, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Both these teams have a run off of 3 hits. The 1-1. Swung on, lifted toward left center field. It's a long run for Addie Saunders. The left fielder makes the grab on the run to retire Hodges. Unfortunately for the Eagles, Carson-Newman must bat in the bottom of the 7th. The good news, 9-1-2 to the plate and a chance to walk it off in the bottom of the 7th after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
Sure, we've been around a while, 171 years to be exact. We know the power of a liberal arts-based Christian education and the tremendous potential of what can be found on this campus, within this community. We are adventurers, dreamers, believers, passionate and compassionate, curious and clever, driven by a common purpose towards a common goal.
I found my passion.
I found purpose.
We are Carson-Newman.
What will you find?
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Reese Winchester leads off for Carson-Newman in the bottom of the 7th inning by taking a first pitch outside for a ball from Cameron Akins. It's 1-0. 1-1. Brand new ball game here in the bottom of the 7th after Bree Weimer homered to right center field to level this one up off of a 3-2 pitch. Winchester pops it in the air high into foul territory off of first. And Winchester lives to see another pitch as Schulter and Grimes from behind the plate in first couldn't get to it. 1-1. Carson-Newman baseball has a walk-off win and a series win over Newberry down at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex. Carson-Newman softball hoping to follow suit with a walk-off win. 1-1 popped in the air. It will not leave the infield. The shortstop Weimer is under it, and she grips it to retire Winchester for out number 1. Lineup turns back to the top of the order. And Malia Smith. Smith's 0 for 3 today. Carson-Newman's 3 hits. Winchester has 1. Richards 1 in the 6th hole, and Macaulay Bailey batting 3rd. Smith shows bunt, pulls it back as it whistles in for a ball low, 1-0. Smith is not hit a ball out of the infield yet. She's grounded out to first, grounded into a fielder's choice where a would-be run was retired at the plate. Pitch a strike on the outer half, 1-1. It is grounded out unassisted to first base. She's favored the right side of the infield here against the right-handed throwing Cameron Akins. 1 out, nobody aboard for the Eagles, bottom of the 7th, the 1-1. Smith shows bunt, pulls back, misses low, ball 2. Smith trying to bunt herself aboard and create some stress for this Lions defense that did make 2 errors back in the 2nd inning to allow Carson-Newman's lone run to score. 2-1 pitch. Smith swings and fouls it off the front face of the Lions dugout. It ricochets in and it collides with Piper Vardy, who's sitting on a bucket at the back part of the dugout, right where you would expect to be safe. She was not. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes with an out. The pitch. Smith swings, ground ball to short. Weimer fields, throw to first in time to get Smith. She was playing inside the base pass and therefore had time for her throw to beat out Smith at first. And there's 2 out, and the base is empty for the Eagles in the bottom of the 7th of a 1-1 ball game. A Weimer 7th inning home run has tied this one up. Now up comes Abby Martin, who's 0 for 3 today. Boy, does her catch in center field as she takes low for a ball, 1-0. To start the 7th inning loom large. If she doesn't make that, the Lions have a 2-1 lead by virtue of Weimer's home run. Instead, it was a solo shot. 1-0. Martin swings and misses. She was a tad late, 1-1. Martin hitting .407 in her senior season. An academic All-America candidate. Right-hand batter, the 1-1. Martin takes outside, ball 2, 2-1. Martin riding a 6-game hitting streak. Trying to continue that here. Akins brings the 2-1 to the plate. Martin flares it down the right field line. It's foul for strike 2 to even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1-1. Carson-Newman and Mars Hill deadlocked here in the bottom of the 7th. Eagles trying to end it in regulation, but they've got nobody aboard. Outfield back, the 2-2. A little slow roller up the third base line. No trouble for Grimes as she stoops to field and retreats to retire Martin. 7 innings, not enough. To extras we go. Cecil, Sterling, Grimes to the plate for the Lions when we come back after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City has deals for Carson-Newman students. Bring in your valid student ID when you order for pickup or delivery, and Domino's in Jefferson City will give you a steaming hot large 1-topping pizza for $4.99. That's a large 1-topping pizza for Carson-Newman students for $4.99 at Domino's in Jeff City. Call 865-471-6700 to order. That's 865-471-6700. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Okay, let's see. I'm ready to do this. Carson-Newman. It's been around since 1851. Lots of flexible online programs. Wow. World-class accredited academics. A faith and learning environment with professors who really care about me. A top 10 best value school. Carson-Newman gives $48 million a year in financial aid. This is the perfect place. I'm in.
International rule runner at second base is Sarah Hodges as we go to extra innings here at the Vic in a 1-1 ball game between Carson-Newman and Mars Hill. And Sadie Cecil at the plate for the Lions, who squares to bunt, sends it up the first base line. Bailey lays the tag, but has time to throw to first and put away Cecil, who does her job with a 1-4 sacrifice bunt. Hodges advances to third base. And now Carson-Newman will work to keep the go-ahead run stuck at third. Fly ball to the outfield means Mars Hill has a lead for the first time today. Brings up Sterling, who's 0 for 2. A pair of strikeouts and a sacrifice bunt. She takes inside for a ball, 1-0. One ball, no strikes, 1 out. The pitch, high for ball 2, 2-0. Carson-Newman last played in extra innings at Lincoln Memorial on March 14th, where they lost 2-1 in 9 innings. The 2-0 lifted in the air to shallow left field. Long run for Saunders. She's under it. There will be no tag and attempt to score for Hodges. It wasn't hit deep enough by Sterling, and there's 2 away. Brings up the first baseman, Leah Grimes. Carson-Newman won in 8 innings, 13-12 at Shorter, and beat Indiana 3-2 in 8 innings in a neutral site game on March 1st. The pitch popped in the air by Grimes. It's behind home plate. Richards gives it a look, but it's over the fence and into the fans. 0-1 to Leah Grimes. So the Eagles 2-1 in extra inning games so far this season. It's 1-1 here in the top of the 8th. The international rule runner on third. 1-1. A strike at the handles to Grimes, and she's behind in the count, 0-2. Grimes still yet to register an official at-bat. She has walked all 3 times she's been to the plate today. Stamper. In the driver's seat at 0-2 with Hodges on third. The pitch. Called strike 3. Inner half. Grimes takes a seat looking. 12th K for Stamper. Strands the international rule runner at third base. Eagles with Bailey, Gregory, and Saunders to the bat rack. A 1-1 ball game to the bottom of the 8th on the Eagles Sports Network.
This is Carson-Newman men's basketball alum Taylor Hawkins. I want to help your family secure its financial future. I'm with Modern Woodman Financial Planning, where we touch lives and secure futures. Let Modern Woodman protect your family's financial security through life insurance, retirement planning, and financial services. You can contact me, Taylor Hawkins, at cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. That's cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. Help secure your family's financial future through Modern Woodman Financial Planning.
The #1 source for Carson-Newman athletics gear is shopseeandeagles.com, where you can find gear from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour. Shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, shorts, pants, hats, and scarves. Shopseeandeagles.com is your source for everything CN. You can even show your school spirit on your smartphone or tablet. All of your game day essentials can be found in one place. Shopseeandeagles.com.
Bottom of the 8th inning, we're in extras. 1-1, Carson-Newman and Mars Hill tied, and Macaulay Bailey to lead off the inning for Carson-Newman with the international rule runner Abby Martin on second base. Bailey shows bunt as Akins deals a first pitch strike, 0-1. Question is, do you ask the Sacks all-time leader in runs batted in to drop down a sacrifice bunt here? Mars Hill certainly expects that. Bailey showed bunt on the 0-1 offering. Akins, the 0-1. Bailey swings and misses, and she's behind in the count at 0-2. So Bailey's going to move Martin over. It will require, presumably, a base hit. Infield backs up for the Lions. Outfield does too. Bailey has one of Carson-Newman's 3 hits on the day. There's a single to short. 0-2. Down and away for a ball, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the leadoff batter, Bailey. Carson-Newman successfully kept the international rule runner at third base for the Lions in the top of the 8th. 1-1 ball game. Akins, the 1-2. Bailey hits it foul, backing out of play. 1-2. Carson-Newman probably couldn't ask for a better spot to be in the order. Speed and Abby Martin on second base for your international rule runner, and then Bailey, Gregory, and Saunders swinging hot bats with chances to drive her in and win game 1 of this doubleheader. The 1-2. Bailey swings and hits the rise ball to the netting behind home plate. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Carson-Newman scored its lone run in the 2nd inning in unearned fashion. 2 batters reached on errors to start the inning before Reese Winchester had nubbed a single to right with the bases loaded to score Saunders. 1-2 to Bailey. Rise ball hits it foul to the backstop again. Count holds the ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes to Bailey. Martin, the international rule runner, on second. Outfield deep on Bailey. Middle infield, especially the second baseman Cecil backed up. The 1-2 burns the turf for a ball, 2-2. That was outside in the left-hand hitter's box. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 135 pitches for Cameron Akins. 7 in this at-bat against Macaulay Bailey. Here is pitch number 8. Bailey swings and misses. Akins charged up with a strikeout. And there's one away. Brings up Grace Gregory. These teams' pitchers, Akins for Mars Hill, Stamper for Carson-Newman, have been sensational today. dealing with traffic. They're combined 1 for 22 with runners on base as Akins pitches to Gregory. On the outside edge for a strike, 0-1. Just has the feel that it's going to take some small ball tactics to scrape across the go-ahead run when base hits have been at such a premium with traffic on the paths. The 0-1. Upstairs for a ball, 1-1 to Gregory. Gregory's 0 for 3. She's flied out to right, lined out to second, and grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. Akins 1-1. Gregory sends it foul over the press box on the first base side, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Mars Hill has had 2 situations where they've had runners on third, haven't scored either time. The Eagles just had the one back in the second, and they did score. Here's the 1-2. Change up. Gregory blasts it into the hole at short. In a pickle is Martin. Gregory makes it to first. The throw to third, caromed in and out of the third baseman's hands. Martin should be safe. Martin got walloped. Haven't seen a signal from the umpire yet. Gregory has first base. Martin got stuck by Sarver on the tag and got stuck so hard that the ball popped out of Sarver's glove. Martin got herself in a pickle. It allowed Gregory to reach. The soft throw from the shortstop and the tag that came down on Martin's head popped out of Sarver's glove. It'll be an E5. Third error of the day for Mars Hill. So runners on the corners for the Eagles. And now Addie Saunders to the plate. Fly ball to the outfield. Can score the winning run for the Eagles. Granted, there haven't been a ton of those for Carson-Newman. Haven't been a lot of fly balls hit off of Cameron Akins. Everybody creeps in on the infield for the Lions. As Akins pitches, Saunders takes outside for a ball. It's 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out.
I know what you're not running on 1-4.
Martin on third, Gregory on first. Martin's the one that matters here in the bottom of the 8th of a 1-1 ball game. The pitch, Saunders stings it foul to Davis Street, 1-1. Carson-Newman looking for a walk-off win. It was Saunders who had the walk-off single for the Eagles to beat Barton 7-6 earlier this year. And she do it again. 1-1. Martin hits it foul off the facing of the Mars Hill dugout on the third base side. It's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on the corners for the Eagles in the bottom of the 8th. The 1-2. Saunders flares it foul off the fence of the cages on the third base side. Count holds to the ball and 2 strikes. Pitch 145 coming for Cameron Akins. Here it comes, the 1-2. Saunders, ground ball deep into the hole at short. The throw to first, gets away from the first baseman. Martin is sliding home. Eagles win. A fourth error of the day for the Lions proves costly. And Carson-Newman walks it off on a throwing error. Final score 2-1. The ball was hit deep into the hole at short. Saunders was always going to be safe at first. It was a long look by Weimer to keep Martin at first, but her throw one-hopped, got away from Grimes at first, and Martin was able to slide home head first safely, and the Eagles win by a final score of 2-1 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Holy smokes. What a game. (2-1) the final. Carson-Newman victorious over the Lions. Eagles are now 28-8 on the year, 7-4 in South Atlantic Conference play, while the Lions drop to 24-7, 5-2 in league action. We've got game 2 of this doubleheader for you coming up at around 3:45. We'll talk to you then. This is the Eagle Sports Network.